Hey you guys, this is Lillyjjt and I have something to say. But first, can you guys like and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you guys won't miss nothing I have to say? Because what else you guys got to do? Nothing. So this video is going to be about when I was around like 15 years old. And y'all remember when them like urban books used to be like popping back then? But first, get y'all little snacks, because y'all need those too. See, I remember how like them urban books, they used to be like popping back then, like just popping. Like, I mean, I used to go to the library like all the time and just sit in the library and just read like urban books or whatever. Like, so this is what that story is going to be about. So I got some little ice cream, whatever. So I was like in the 9th grade, and I wasn't allowed like to like do like simple shit. Like, so I remember I would go to the library like after school, and when I'd be at the library, like I love being at the library, like, because I wasn't doing no homework. I was looking at the boys, and I was reading the urban books. Like, I was not thinking about my studies back then. Like, I wasn't thinking about that. So I'll be reading books or whatever, or online on Facebook and stuff like that. No, MySpace. Facebook was kind of like, it wasn't like popping like it is now. But, no, Facebook had just started getting active. So, I'm at the library one day. Now I'm reading this book. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I like this book. I like this book. I think it was like the coldest winter ever. Yeah, it was like the coldest winter ever or something like that. Yeah, that's the book I was reading at the library. So it was the coldest winter ever. So I ended up checking it out, but I wanted to finish reading it. So I'm at home reading it. And Mom, she like, what's that? And I'm like, you know, it's one of them little urban books that's out. Do it got like violence and sex and stuff in it. She was asking me, I'm like, well, I just started reading it and I haven't seen any, you know, sex scenes, and I haven't read about that yet. So, I mean, she was like, oh, okay. I don't want you reading those little nasty books. And I was like, okay, it's not a nasty book. But it was one. So she like, all right, sorry you guys, my ice cream was melting, like it was melting in my hand, so I had to go get something else. So it was a little dirty little book. I mean, it was a dirty little nasty little, you know, book or whatever, like, and I was reading it. Like, I was invested in this book because I was turning it back in before my mom found out what type of, you know, stuff I was up to and stuff like that. So I'm reading the book, and it was really good. I was getting my hair done, and the lady I would get my hair done by, she been doing my hair since I was a kid, like 7 years old. Been doing my hair, and she still do my hair to this day. So, you know, I kind of became friends with her daughters and stuff like that. So I was there at the salon reading the book or whatever, and her daughter was like, "Ooh, she was like, I just got done finished reading that book. I'm starting a new book or whatever." I'm like, "What book you starting, girl?" She was like, "It's called Thong on Fire." I was like, "Thong on Fire? That sounds real good." What kind of book is that? So I need to know what that is, because I want to check that out. Okay, is that at the library? She was like, "This is the one that was at the library." She was like, "After I get done reading it," she was like, "You could just read it or whatever." And I was like, "Ooh, okay." I was like, "I do want to read that book or whatever." She was like, "All right, well," she was like, "I'll let you read it or whatever." And I was like, "Cool," because back then you get like books for like 20 days or whatever. Like, it don't take you that long to read no book, especially if you invested in the book, you're gonna be reading that book. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to read this book, Thong on Fire." Like, baby, I was reading through the rest of that book, The Coldest Winter. I was trying to hurry up and get done with that book so I can take that back to the library, because I wanted to read Thong on Fire. Okay, that's what my main focus was. So I got done reading that book. I took it back to the library, and 2 weeks had went by. So I'm pretty sure that she had went to renew the book again, and then it was like my turn. So when I went to go get my hair done, I was like, "Girl, you done with that book?" Girl, I was thirsty. That's the first thing I asked for. Like, I didn't say hi. I didn't even say how my hair to look. I wanted that book, okay? That was the first thing on my head. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm done with the book or whatever." She was like, "This book is real good." She was like, "It's real, real good." And I'm like, "Is that good, girl? It's good." She was like, "Girl, yes, it's real good." She was like, "Girl, it get real deep and it's real good." I was like, "Ooh, sound interesting." I was like, "Is her thong really on fire? Like, somebody put gasoline on her underwear or something like that?" Because why is it called Thong on Fire? Like, or was she just hot in the ass? Like, she was like, "Yeah, she was just a fast girl." I was like, "Ooh, so she was hot in the ass." Maybe she had like an STD, because that's what I really thought, for real. Because Thong on Fire. Okay, anyway. So I'm like, "Yay, I can take the book home." Like I just got a dog or some shit like that. Like, I'm just over here like really just happy over a fucking book. Like, whatever. So I'm happy, giddy, or whatever. So I get my hair done, and we all talking downstairs, because that's where her mom does hair at or whatever. So it was downstairs or whatever, like, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm just talking, because that's all I do is like really talk. Like, when I was a kid, like when I used to go and get my hair done, like I would always just sit up there and talk or whatever. Like, I wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like, I don't know, I was just always talking, like, just always, I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, I just had so much stuff to get off my mind, and I feel like I was going through a lot, and I was just always nervous and stuff like that, so it would cause me to like talk a lot too. So sometimes I would just be down there just talking the whole time and get my hair done, and no other kids would be down there. It would like, like grown-ups and stuff like that, like, but by the time that I'm there, there's no grown-ups there, because I'm going like when I get out of school and stuff like that. So it's not no grown-ups at this time or whatever. So me and her, we would just be talking and stuff like that. And my hairstylist, she was like, "Girl, now your mom not gonna let you read that book. I don't even know why you about to take that home." I was like, "Well," I was like, "Well, I'm gonna try to sneak it, because I snuck the other book, so I'm gonna see if I can get away with this one or whatever, because I done read about like 3 different books now, and she haven't like caught on or nothing like that." And she was like, "Girl, you know how your mom," and I was like, "Yeah, I know how my mom is, but hopefully she don't take the book or whatever, like, because that's not my book, that's not my book, and it's gonna be some problems if something happens to this book, just like, it's just gonna be some problems if something happened to this book. Not really no problems for real, because they already knew who my mom was, so, but it's a library book, so, yeah." So she was like, she came downstairs and she was like, "Well, She's like, I have another book. And I was like, what kind of book? She's like, it's the same book. I was like, but why would you go buy the same book? She's like, because I liked the book so much, I just went and bought it. Like, her mom would let her go and buy books like that. She's like, I'm gonna take this one back to the library, and you can just use this one or whatever, so that we don't have to keep renewing it or whatever like that. And I was like, oh, you a smart cookie or whatever, even though she was like a little bit older than me or whatever. So yeah. So she took the book back or whatever, and she had gave me the book that she had got or whatever from the store or wherever she got the book from. I don't know where she got it from. Not my business. So she's sitting there or whatever, like, and she was like, yeah, the book is like really, really good. Like, she was like, once you get to that, once you get to the part where her thong is like really on fire. I'm like, but you just told me that her thong wasn't literally on fire, and now you told me that it's on fire. Like, I'm getting more excited. I'm like, oh my God, like, her ass and everything is on fire and flames. Like, this gotta be an interesting book. Like, I just couldn't wait. I was like, do you mind hurrying up my hair? Like, that's how excited I was. Like, I didn't want to read the book while I was at the hair salon, because I didn't know my mom was gonna be creeping down the stairs or nothing like that. So I waited. I put that bitch in the back of my book bag, like in the back, tucked it and all of that. Like, could nobody see that it was back there or whatever? Because so I'm in the car the whole time over. My mom come pick me up, because I told her, I was like, Mom, I'm done with getting my hair done or whatever. And she was like, okay. So she came and got me or whatever. She was like, what is you cheesing about? And I was like, nothing, I'm just happy because my hair is cute. She was like, do you have to work tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I have to work tomorrow. She was like, you're gonna need a ride. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a ride tomorrow. But the whole time my mom, she was telling me, she was like, well, I'm leaving and going out of town, so why are you asking me, do I need a ride? Why are you asking me if I need a ride to work if you're going out of town? Even though I lived down the street from where we used to work, I felt like me as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old didn't have no right walking in the middle of the night. Not in the middle of the night. Yeah, it was around like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And sometimes I didn't have no ride. And sometimes it would be cold. And I would have to literally walk home from work or whatever. Like, so it probably was like a 15-minute walk. Yeah, probably like 15 minutes. Maybe 20 to 15 minutes. Like, I would literally, maybe longer than that. No. Because I would leave at, like, say I had to be at work at, I would have to be at work at 4 o'clock, I want to say. Because we got out of school at 3:15. So, yeah, I would have to be at work at 4 o'clock. And I would just, instead of going home, I would literally just go and get to walking to work or whatever. And it would take me, I would get there probably like the time I gotta be at work, 4 o'clock. The fuck? Shit. So, so, back to the story. I'm sorry, I be getting off topic sometimes. So mom, she was asking me all that, and I'm just thinking like, why is you, whatever. So she's like, yeah, I'm going out of town or whatever. So, you might have to walk to work or whatever. Like, if you're not, back by school by the time I, get to coming back home and stuff like that, you might have to walk and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So that day came and I wanted to walk home because you know why? No, that's what I did. So that night I started Thong on fire. When I say I had started that book and I was in it like this, she kept calling my name, girl. I was getting irritated. Y'all, I was getting irritated. I was like, what? Why do you keep calling me? Like, stop calling my name. Like, please, like, stop calling me. You're irritating me. You're making me mad. Please stop calling my phone. Because you don't want nothing. Stop calling my name. Just stop calling me, period. What are you doing? Come do the dishes. Come do the bathroom. She just wanted me, like, she was just jealous because I was not bothering her. Okay, she was just jealous because I was not bothering her. I wasn't in her face, and she just really just wanted to yell for no reason because the house was already clean. Like, you just wanted me to do extra shit because you knew that I was up there getting my education on with these sex books. You know that I was learning how to get down and dirty for when I got an adult. Like, this is why you didn't want me to read these books, because you trying to hide what's really going on in the world, when I really needed to know this, because they was getting down in them books. And I was like this, all in snacks with my KFC chicken in my bed, in my room, eating. Like, so y'all, I'm reading a book or whatever, like, and she just kept calling my name. So I ended up just putting the book down and hid it underneath my bed. And I just, did what I needed to do so that she would stop calling my fucking name, and then I can get back to my book. So after I got done or whatever, I went back upstairs, and by this time, like, she was like good and sleep or whatever, or pretending. I don't know what she was doing, but I didn't even pick up the book again or whatever. Like, I went to sleep or whatever because I was tired. So I woke up the next day or whatever, like, and I'm like, yes, I get to read my book. This lady gonna be gone when I get out of school, so I'm not even gonna, So I took the book to school, but I didn't have time to read it because I wasn't, like, I was too busy doing other stuff in school, like doing stuff I didn't have no business doing in school. So I didn't have time to read that book because I didn't have time to even read my social studies test or my math test or my math book or do my homework because I was too busy flicking inside the school. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, the book was in my book bag. So I'm like, yeah. I can't wait to, because the whole time I didn't even have to work. Nope. I just told my mom that I had to work the next day, but I didn't have to work that day. So I'm at home. I get out of school, legs cocked up on my bed, and I'm just reading the book. But I'm just interested. Yes, and I'm like, So I get to the middle of the book, y'all. The middle of the book. Guess who I see? Looking through. So how my room was, I had the attic room. So it was like, I can't explain. Okay, it was like the stairs. Then it had like this, like how a fence be, but it was wood. And it had like, you could put like stuff on there. So I had like I had like pictures and stuff on it. It was like shelves, but it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like weird or whatever, but it was kind of cute and tight or whatever. I had a bookshelf right here, but like literally like coming up the stairs, it had like, it was like going in like a U or whatever. So it would come like from, I don't know how to explain it, but it was pretty. And it had white little like shelves, like till you get like to the stairs or whatever, like, and you go around like, and then you could like put stuff on the shelves or whatever, like, but it had like a big opening, like when you go up the stairs, and the ceiling was like really high or whatever, like until you went into the room or whatever. You know how attics is or whatever. So I'm just sitting there, and I feel something looking at me. Now, at first I thought that it was Chris Brown looking at me. I thought that Chris Brown was looking at me because I had him all over my walls, because I love him. I still love him to this day. Maybe because we're both Tauruses and our birthdays is 5 days apart. I don't know what my obsession is with this man, but I love him. And if somebody knows him, tell him I said hello. I know that he's not going to talk to me because I'm not his skin color, but I don't want to talk to him. I just want to say hello and tell him I loved his concert that he did. Oh my God. And I cried, and I have actual footage. Just tell him that. Okay, that's neither here nor there. But that's who I thought that was looking at me, because I had literally posters of Chris Brown everywhere, even on my ceiling. Like, so he was like looking down at me. Like, and so I'm like, babe, stop looking at me. Like, that's who I thought it was, because I just felt something piercing my skin. So I look over like this, and guess who it is? My mom. Ain't you supposed to be in Cancun? Or wherever you was going? Ain't you supposed to be not in And why are you spying on me? What's that? What you reading? What do you mean? What am I reading? I'm reading a book. What's that book? I was like, ain't you supposed to be going somewhere? Like, that's what I said to her. I was like, Mom, ain't you supposed to be going somewhere? Ain't you supposed to be late? She was like, oh, aren't you supposed to be at work? And I was like, well, I don't have to work today. I thought I did. And I looked at my schedule and I didn't have to work. So I'm here and I'm reading a book. What's wrong with me reading the book? We got into a whole literally argument about a book. The book. She was like, ever since you start reading books. She's like, ever since you started reading these books, you act like you can't clean up around here. Lady, why are you mad? Because I'm reading a book. You'd rather for me to be getting on your nerves and leaving and running away and stuff like that. Like, I used to run to my friend's house. Like, my mom, she would come to my friend's house. Like, I'm running away. Why are you here? Why are you outside? Like, why are you sending people to this lady's house? Like, oh my God, let me run away in peace. Like, let me read. Like, what is the problem? Like, I'm reading. I'm not doing nothing bad. I'm doing stuff that is making me happy because I'm going through something right now. So I need this book. Okay? I really want this book and I really need this book. I really need this book and I want it. Please. Just let me read these books that I'm trying to get to know. Y'all know what she did? She said bring you and your book downstairs. Cause I want to see what this book is called. Y'all, I was so mad because I knew right then and there that she wasn't gonna let me use no more books. She wasn't even gonna tell me about no more books that came out. I wasn't gonna get nothing. Baby, whatever we discussed about me trading it in for another book, that was dead. Kiss this book friendship that we got goodbye, because that's where it just went down the drain. Because guess who the fuck my mom did? She was like, a Thong on fire? What is this? And I was like, it's just a book. Like, it's a book that I had got that is not mine, so now you have to give it back. She said, where did you get this book from? So I was like, it's a library book. She was like, okay, well, when is you gonna take it back? I was like, after I'm done reading it. She was like, you're not gonna be reading this book in my house. Whose Thong is on fire? And I'm like, I'm really trying to figure out whose Thong is on fire. Like, if you would let me finish reading the book. And she looked at me. She was like, you being smart, huh? You being smart. And I'm like, no, I'm really trying to see whose Thong is on fire, because she said that her Thong is like literally on fire. So I'm trying to figure out who set it on fire. Like, I'm really trying to figure out what's going on. Like, she like, you just nasty. You just fast. I'm like, oh, wait. She's like, you just reading these little nasty little books. That's what you've been reading all this week or whatever. All these books that you've been reading. Stop going to that goddamn library. And I was like, okay, well, I need to take this book back. So she was like, I'll just take it back. And I was like, I have to take it back to such and such, because when I get my hair done tomorrow, I need to take the book back. She's like, oh, you got it from... No, you didn't. I know you didn't take that girl's book. I'm like, she said that I could use the book. Now, this time I'm crying. Like, I'm like, please don't throw her book away. Please don't throw her book away. Like, my mom, she was like, I'm about to call her mom, because I don't know what possessed you to even take that book. You know damn well that you shouldn't have even brought that nasty ass book into my house. That's my mom. She used to be cussing. Now she just don't cuss no more. But that's my mom. She used to be a sailor. Like, that's where I got it from. That's why I can't stop cussing. She was like, that nasty ass shit. She's like, that nasty ass fucking book. And I'm like, she's like, you just want to be out here like these girls, huh? Running the streets and stuff. You just want to be hot and fast in the tail. I'm like, I was just reading a book. Like, I didn't know that the book was that bad. Like, I'm sorry. It was just interesting. This time I'm bawling at this time, because I'm bawling because I know that she's about to throw this book away. Like, I really do. Like, she's not about to give it back to me. Like, all this crying, it needs to cease. Because I wasn't getting that book back, y'all. Y'all, what happened next? I said, Mom, please don't throw her book away. I really have to take it when I go to the shop tomorrow. She's like, yeah, and I'm about to call her mom too. And I'm about to call her mom too. And I'm like, but her mom don't have nothing to do with that. I'm like, that was between me and her daughter. Like, I would really want to take her book back. I'm not going to finish the book or nothing like that. My mom threw the book in the trash and called her mom and told her that she threw her book in the trash so that she would give her the money. No, she said that she don't even need to be reading no books like that. I threw that nasty book in the trash. I said, like, I was embarrassed, like, when I even went the next day to go get my hair, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that my mom was going to throw it away. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, here's some, I was like, I just gave her some more extra money, like, because I just felt so bad. Like, I don't know if she wanted to get another book, like, but I knew that our book club was, like, over. Like, I couldn't even get no more books from her. Like, we never talked. She stopped coming downstairs completely. Like, I mean, she would come downstairs, like, you know, like, to, like, talk to her mom like that, but we never had our book club. Again, like, our friendship was over after that. And I said, wow, like, over a book? And I was really mad at my mom for, like, months after that. Like, I did not talk to my mom for a while. Like, I did not talk to her. I was like, why would you throw that girl's book away? Like, you kind of embarrassed me. Like, you embarrassed me to the point where that made me feel like a kid. Even though I am, like, 15, 16 years old, I should be able to read a book without going out and having sexual. And even if I wanted to, what does that have to do with you? It's my body. I can do whatever I want to do. Like, so why is you so hung up about a book? Like, at least I was reading. Because if you really know what I was going through, you should have just let me read the book. Because I already knew what stuff that was. Like, so, I mean, I wasn't per se doing it to people my age or people even older than me. Like, you know, but I was going through some things that I shouldn't have been going through as a child. So I already knew what those type of books was. And I liked those types of books. Like, I mean, it was just like, I don't know. It just felt like I didn't grow up in the ghetto or anything like that. So it just made me, like, felt like a ghetto person. Like, a hood girl. There's nothing wrong with people in the ghetto because I live in the ghetto now, okay? It might be a townhouse, but it's still the ghetto, okay? I feel like it's the ghetto. People, they say that it's not the ghetto, but I feel like it's the ghetto, like, okay? But I did not grow up in the ghetto. But that's okay. That's fine. But I really liked that book. Like, and I never even got a chance to even read that book again. I want to see if I can find it. Because I really want to finish that book. Like, I really want to know whose Thong was on fire. Like, I'm still curious to know what the Thong on fire had. Why they named it that. Like, she had to been hot in the ass for them to name it like that because Thong on fire. That's a catchy motherfucker. That's a catchy ass book. Thong on fire. Was it the thong on fire or was her coochie on fire? Like, what was on fire? If anybody read that book, can y'all tell me what was on fire, or should I just read it myself? Because something was on fire. Thong on fire. Yeah. But that's all for this video. And this is Lillyjjt, and I have nothing else to say. Bye.
You should just do what's best for your mind. How about I just take my